Pogba as well today, criticised for his performance. You were watching the game. What were your thoughts on how he did today?
Yes, one of those games, didn't get very inspired. Maybe his leg was a bit heavy today. I don't think that the team had a different tempo at the game. It seems like it was very same tempo without even consider that they were one man superior to Southampton. So I find that Pogba try his best in some ways. Sometimes it doesn't work for him, but no one help him. There is no one who's going to perform well. So obviously, again, who's going to be criticized for not performing is going to be Pogba. That's the situation where, in my time, again, I will say that, oh, Van Nistelrooy hasn't scored. Oh, Rooney hasn't scored. Oh, Cristiano hasn't scored. Oh, Giggsy hasn't performed that much. Or Scholes, and all those players are players who should perform. And I say, put a lot of pressure that has been off my back, because those guys need to step up as well. And I don't think there is much players who do that to save the Pogba sometimes. When he had a 6 out of 10, there is nobody.
Do you find him to be the most in-demand player? Like you said, he's very talented. He can do a lot of things on the pitch, and he's been criticized so much as well.
Yeah, because he's got the potential to be one of the best. Could be Ballon d'Or potential. His attitude, very confident lad, very nonchalant, technically super gifted. Bring a lot of attention to his style and whatever he's done for the preseason. Yeah, I mean, he made a comment or address and said he want to leave.
Yeah.
And
his brother as well came out to say.
Yes, but when you look at this, and I have a lot of respect for what he's done after that, because he could have tried to get the belly or whatever you say, the back. I don't want to play. He hasn't done that. Yeah. He performed, and the first few games did well. And whatever you will say, imagine him wanting maybe to move to Real Madrid or such a clubs or whatever, and look at the squad he's got right now. I don't think what I mentioned about the names that I had before. Look, and no disrespect to the players, will say, well, I'm the only one who could be claimed to be a world-class player right now. So it's and on the same time, it's he's going to be always on the spot because that's the only one. So if he doesn't perform, there is no one who's going to be asked more than anybody to perform.
I think Pogba's a soft target. I think he's an easy target for people for a number of reasons. A huge transfer fee, a World Cup winner. But I don't care how good an individual is, unless he's got 10 people around him also performing, then he's not going to hit the heights that people expect of him. And Manchester United as a team on the park that I've seen this season, that I saw for most of last season, generally speaking, they weren't performing at the level that they need to perform at.
So do you guys see Paul Pogba to still be in a Manchester United shirt come end of the season?
Oh, for this season.
End of the European transfer window, rather. Let's do it quickly.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to be because now you have no replacement. I don't see anybody could come and replace Pogba. You will have to change the system, change the actual maybe responsibilities on the field. It's I think it's a disaster. The start of season is so crucial to get the momentum going and all that. I don't see it.
But if you were Paul Pogba's teammate, do you find it frustrating, maybe to some degree insulting, that your teammate is engineering a move away from the club?
I think they will respect because they know a career is all about the dreams and all that, and it's a very personal thing. But they are not in their boots. He gets criticized. He gets the actual intention all the time, but he never hide. I mean, as a professional, you've been asked to play, and I think every time he put the shirt, he could be not so great some games, but every time when talk about his role, you go into position and try to suck the opposition, you will have maybe 2 or 3 players around him. He will keep asking the ball and then deliver a pass to someone else to actually create the situation. He's able to do that and never watch it and never hide. And whatever this is, I think a very tough game, very narrow spaces, he done what he's supposed to do in terms of confidence. He showed that all the time. and I respect that really.
Now, Jeremy, as looking from a fan's perspective, do you find that fans are taking it a little bit too far with the criticisms, the insults that Pogba has had to face the past couple of months?
Yeah, for sure. I just, I remember Lukaku saying not long ago that it's me or it's Pogba or it's Alexis. It's one of us three. Now that I'm gone and Alexis is gone, Paul Pogba, I feel for him.
Yeah.
But like Louis said, and I've got a lot of respect for the guy, is even if he, said that he would like to go to Madrid, and the guy could have just pulled like a little injury and just said, guys, you know what, until I leave, I'm playing again for this club, which a lot of players do to make a move. He's not. He's there every single day. He trains. He plays every game. He's there. He gives, he puts on a shift and he works hard. So, for me, putting the blame on one player is very unfair. I just feel when you see them playing, how can you just say it's him?
Exactly.
It's just it's not fair.
I think it's terrible as well. I think last weekend where the fans put the Pogba out sign. I mean, as a player, how would you react to that? How does that affect you in any way?
Me personally, it will affect me, definitely, because when you know your own fan don't want you at the club anymore and that just keep criticizing you, you've got to mentally be very strong, which obviously is much stronger than I am, because I will just be, you know what, I need to leave this club, urgently, but... like Louis said, he knows him better than I do, and
has it happened to you before? Scenarios like that?
No, it's never happened to me. No, I've been lucky enough to.
I think in any walk of life, you can only take so much criticism, can't you? Like if you're forever moaning at your kids, for example, eventually they get fed up with it. A salesman, or your sales figures aren't good enough. You haven't produced enough business. You're not, it has a negative effect on those people. And footballers are really exposed, and I agree that they invite that exposure at times with social media and what they say and how they behave. But they are also human beings. Let's take this rubbish out of it where people say, well, he's paid so many millions of pounds, he needs to be able to...
Yeah, the fee was a huge thing when it comes to criticism.
It's irrelevant what you get paid or how much the transfer fee was. These are human beings who have to deal with the situation, and they are in a privileged situation. But, continual criticism eventually wears anybody down.
And I think that I remember an interview of Patrice Rivera, who was like... kind of event where he was saying that he probably is going to leave. Pogba is going to leave, not now, it was maybe a month or two ago, saying that he's not felt loved. And this is like a big factor. It's not about just critics, because he doesn't really listen to the critics. He listens to who really love him. And it felt like it wasn't the case for him, and that's why he maybe has to move. And that's from Patrice Evra, and of course he's got a big relationship with him as kind of a mentor as well. You can see that the confidence aspect of his career, the figure that he's got, it's normal that he's going to attract, because people want to bring you down for some way, some reason, I don't know. And he represents so much in terms of potential for United that they ask him to be perfect. He won't be, because, as Gary mentioned, you're human.